Hey guys, what's up? It's Bronto75 here and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a one-shot video on a game where I would either play it in its entirety or continue on playing up until I reach a stopping point. And I am continuing my marathon of playing through all the classic Mega Man games, including Mega Man and Base, as part of my journey of going through this series. So last time we played through Mega Man 2, a fairly good game, though it does have some minor hiccups. But we're going to be moving on into the next entry in the series, Mega Man 3, released in 1990 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So let's go on and get into it. And unfortunately, unlike Mega Man 2, there is no opening cutscene. It just starts up. It just starts up just like this. You know, pretty much similar to Mega Man 1. But yeah, this game has a pretty interesting reputation. As pretty much like the last game, it is regarded as one of the best in the series. However, I have learned from a couple of review videos that this game was actually rushed right out the window, and you will see why later on throughout the game. The good thing about this title screen though is that we get to hear this banger of a title screen theme, which by the way was actually remixed for the Legacy Collection, which is the version I'm playing for this video. Pretty sick, ain't it? Anyway, let's get started right here. All right, so we got some new robot masters. We got Hard Man, Spark Man, Snake Man, Needle Man, Top Man, Shadow Man, Magnet Man, and Gemini Man. We're gonna be taking on Top Man first because this is the guy that everyone takes on first due to how easy his stage is. So let's do this. And not only that, we also get this banger. We also get another pretty kick-ass theme as well. So yeah, this is Mega Man 3, and the cool thing about this game that they introduce is that Mega Man has a new move now. Oh wow, I didn't think that would hit me. But Mega Man has a new move now where he can slide, and this is pretty much what Mega Man X's dash is based off of. The only difference is that you have to push down and the jump button, and then Mega Man will just slide along the ground, and he pretty much moves as twice as fast than he does normally. And this move is a mainstay throughout the series, and it is very useful and pretty much in most instances, especially when speedrunning. So there we go. Yeah. So yeah, this stage is fairly simple. Not a lot of these enemies are difficult. And yeah, we have this mini boss right here. We have to face off against these cats. Bam. And yep. Now, because I'm playing this on the Legacy Collection, they actually give you the option to auto fire. So that's how I was instantly able to dispose of that enemy right there, of that mini boss. And we're gonna do the same to this one. Bam. Yeah, the auto fire works especially great for. Oh, whoops. The auto fire works especially great for this game, as well as Mega Man 4 to 6. Because like I forgot to bring it up in the Mega Man 1 one-shot video, but oops, I tried to swap my weapons, but I'm not actually playing the Mega Man X games or Mega Man 10 right now. Whoops. What was I saying? Crap, I already forgot what I was saying, but oh yeah, I was saying that what I like about this though is that it's actually more useful in this game and all the others in this collection. Yeah, because I'm not a fan of it in Mega Man 1, where like the auto fire is just pretty much useless. But anyways, we're facing up against Top Man right here, and he has a pretty simple attack pattern where he launches those tops from his head, all of which that will home in on Mega Man's position, so you gotta avoid them. And he pretty much just repeats this attack pattern. Okay, dodge those things, dodge those tops rather. And jump, so yeah. Pretty simple pattern. Dodge. Okay, and then jump. He is invincible when he does that move, by the way. But there we go, he is defeated. Let's freaking go. And I love that victory theme too. And with that, we got our first weapon in this game, which is love this theme by the way, is the top spin. Now, this weapon has been claimed by many to be one of the worst ones in the entire classic series, mainly because there's a chance that because of the fact that it's a close range weapon, meaning you have to get close to the enemy in order to hit them with the move. However, I don't entirely agree. This move is actually more useful than people give it credit for, and we're going to find out on this next stage, which is Shadow Man. Not to be confused with Shadow the Hedgehog, as Sonic Adventure 2 came out 11 years after this game. So Shadow the Hedgehog wasn't even a thing yet. But this is Shadow Man right here. Another fairly easy stage. Oop, okay. Sorry, I always get screwed over by those enemies there, I don't know why. But you can easily, you can pretty much, but as long as you time your slides, you shouldn't be able to get hit by them. And we're about to run into a new character in the classic series. This is Proto Man. And I'm not sure what the deal is with this guy. I mean, now I took him out super easily right there, so you didn't get to see much of him. But this guy just I'm not sure what his deal is, but yeah, there are times in these stages where he just shows up at random points and tries to fight Mega Man. But we'll definitely find out more. We'll find out more on that throughout the rest of this game. Yeah, I love this gimmick right here. So it has those enemies at the top of the screen, which will blacken the screen. And oh, okay. Try not to get hit by those enemies there. And yeah, if you do shoot them, if you actually kill them, they do explode if you kill them. So be careful about that. Yeah, I do love this gimmick right here, where it kind of looks like we're in space, where you have those enemies at the top of the screen that will pretty much just blacken the entire room. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But unfortunately, we're out of there. Dang, I mistimed my slide. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna use top spin right now because. Oop, there we go. Yeah, I really like this move. It's this move gets a lot of hates, and I can understand why. But believe you me, it's actually way more useful than it seems. Okay, I'm gonna be extra careful right here because there's a bottomless pit. Careful. Huh. Nice. Nice, perfectly timing it. Gotta keep in mind, you do get pushed back every time. Mega Man does get pushed back each time he hits an enemy with this move. Alrighty. But there we go, that's the end of Shadow Man. We're about to fight him right now, and he is weak to the top spin. I love that animation right there too. But here we go, he's a fairly easy fight. Alright, and the drawback, and yeah, and obviously the drawback of this move is that there's a chance that Mega Man will take damage if, well, maybe, I guess especially to the bosses who are weak to it. Like, I like the top spin as a weapon, especially if it's used against normal enemies, but unfortunately, it still sucks against the bosses that are weak to it. Because, like, I don't have a way, like, I don't know how to damage Shadow Man without getting damaged myself. So that's pretty much what happened there. And the worst thing about that is that if you use the top spin again during the invincibility frames, the ammo consumption for the top spin will deplete very quickly. So yeah, my tip for that fight is that just wait for the iframes to end, and then you can pretty much just score in another hit on Shadow Man, and then pretty much just do it again with the iframes, since he takes he pretty much just takes double damage that way. Alright, so on to the next stage, which is Gemini Man. So this stage right here is pretty difficult, even if you know what you're doing, unless if you're an experienced speedrunner. So, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, we also got the weapon from Shadow Man, which is the Shadow Blade, which is basically the Metal Blade from Mega Man 2, but kind of nerfed, but we'll find out later on. So yeah, this is Gemini Man stage. So this first part right here, so yeah, they put a lot of these of those flying enemies there that will pretty much drop flamethrowers, and they're pretty difficult to hit, especially if you miss. Okay, so you just gotta wait. So you just gotta time your shots correctly there the second they dip down, because otherwise you're pretty much gonna take damage there. And those penguin enemies aren't such a big deal. You just gotta worry about these flying enemies here. Okay, I'm just making sure my audio isn't cut off. Okay. Okay. Making good use of that auto fire. And of course, you gotta watch out for bottomless pits. Ooh. Extra life for the win. Let's go. One of those guys were the inspiration of Chill Penguin from Mega Man X. And yep, here is Proto Man again, and he's not actually fighting us this time. Instead, he actually gave us a new shortcut. Let's freaking go. So like, okay, so is he like a good guy? Is he like a good guy or not? Like, he literally fought against us in the last stage, so and this time he's helping us. Like, what the heck, dude? Make up your mind, man. Yeah, this part of the stage I don't like. So you have to shoot those things, which you have to shoot these ball things right here, which will cause those blue enemies to come out. They don't really hurt like the pace of the stage, but it's still quite annoying to get through. And it's actually possible to abuse a glitch there, where you can actually zip through that first section there. And yep, I forgot to mention this, but Mega Man 3, pretty much like the last two games, is another game with exploitable glitches. And I forgot to say this in the beginning of the video, but this is not going to be a regular casual playthrough, as I'm actually going to be abusing some glitches in this game, because like I said, this game was rushed, and it's especially prone to exploitable glitches, and I will perform a lot of them in this video. So yeah, basically right there, I just damage boosted through that big enemy because I did not feel like fighting him. Which is another thing that speedrunners would often do, is abuse those iframes for temporary invincibility, which does help out in saving time. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention, after beating Shadow Man, we have access to the Rush Marine. And this game and Mega Man 4 are the only games to feature it, because pretty much after Mega Man 4, it did not come back in every other game after this, which is kind of a shame. You do get something like this in Mega Man 8, where Rush turns into a motorcycle, and while it's not that useful, it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool, all things considered. Yeah, this is a pretty difficult part where, jeez, all of these enemies are coming at us. Jeez, dude. Okay, thankfully we got through that pretty easily. Am I calling on? Okay. Yeah, there's a chance that my laptop will just cut off my mic audio. Right, we're gonna use top spin against these grasshopper enemies again. Get out of here. Oh my god, I'm low on health, so I may have to take it. Okay, I do have a sub tank, so I might have to use one, because Gemini Man does do a lot of damage, so I gotta be extra careful here, because his boss fight is pretty difficult. We don't have his weakness, but he does take a decent amount of damage from this Shadow Blade. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay, I didn't pay attention to my health there. That was my fault. Okay, I do have 2 E-tanks, so I'm going to use one. I'm going to use one if I'm low on health. Okay, let's try again. Oh shoot. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm screwing up. Oh, come on, hit. Okay, I'm gonna use it. I'm screwing up so badly. Don't want to risk dying again. Oh my god, hold still, dude. Jeez. I practiced this fight so many times, and I'm just not good. I'm just not good at fighting Gemini Man without his weakness. Holy crap, he's so difficult, dude. Anyways, with that, we got his weapon, which is called the Gemini Laser, which he actually did do in that fight right there. Now, this move does have its up and downs, where it is actually one of the strongest in the game. However, you can only fire one shot, and if you miss, you have to watch the thing bounce around the screen, and you cannot pause the game while it happens. I already mentioned this in the Mega Man 2 one-shot video, but oh my god, dude. Like this can definitely cause you to lose time with speedrunning, because you have to watch the thing bounce around the screen, and during that you cannot pause the game. Like I know that's likely because of the limitations of the NES hardware, but still, it's just really stupid. Anyways, we're taking on Neo. Did I say Neo? We're taking on Needle Man stage, as he is weak to the Gemini laser. And so we're gonna use Shadow Blade to take care of these cannon enemies here. So yeah, this move right here, as I described before, is basically the Metal Blade from Mega Man 2, though it is incredibly nerfed, as you can only fire it in how many directions? That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and 5. You can only fire it in 5 directions. You can't aim it. For some reason, Mega Man cannot aim downwards, like with the Metal Blade in Mega Man 2. So it's just really weird. How did that miss? Weird. Yeah. But yeah, this is actually a pretty short stage. Oh, okay. So in this part right here, you gotta so yeah, you will need the slide in order to avoid those needle things there. Okay, so we got that up pretty easily. Okay, so there's this hedgehog-looking enemy right here. Can I time my shot? Let's see. Ah, dang. Okay, it was the input delay. Try again. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know how to avoid this dude. Okay, that works. Okay. I've seen speedrunners easily dispose of that enemy there, but I'm just never that quick. I'm just never that quick enough to kill him. Oh my god, I wasted a shot there. Yeah, we got sniper drill variations where they pretty much just throw their ball chain thing at you. And that's probably the best way I can describe that. Slide, there we go. Yeah, you gotta pay attention. You just gotta pay attention to that enemy's visual cue, like where the second he opens his eyes, that means he's about to jump. Anyways, here's Needle Man right here. Can we get this off? Let's go! First try! Woo! Like so many times in this fight where I would successfully get the first 2 Gemini laser shots against Needle Man, but when I try to hit him the 3rd time, I end up missing, and again, it's the same problem that I mentioned earlier. You cannot pause the screen while the weapon is active. It's so stupid. Anyways, with that, we got the Needle Cannon and the Rush Jet. And Needle Cannon, aside from Snake Man, who we're taking on next right now, it's not really that useful. It's just basically a copy paste of the Mega Buster. I don't know a better way to describe that, but yeah. I think it probably does the same amount of damage, but yeah. Alright, so we're on Snake Man stage. Probably my favorite of all the Robot Master stages in this game. Now, I'm not particularly fond of snakes, as I've always been scared. Like, I remember watching like this one show with my brother and cousins, and they would show and I would see a bunch of people there easily getting bitten by snakes, and it's always giving me nightmares. I don't know why. But that doesn't mean I don't like Snake Man though. Like he does have a cool design, and his stage is pretty good. Anyways, so yep, we have access to the Rush Jet, and I'm gonna be using it in this section right here to skip this mini boss. Up. Okay. Nice, there we go. So yep. You can actually skip that mini boss right there. Now there's actually another. You can actually skip that mini boss with the Rush Jet, but there's actually another way you can skip it, where you have to do a pixel perfect slide through the wall in order to skip that fight, and it is literally frame. Yeah, I think it's like there's like a 6-frame window on when you can do the move on when you can do the skip. I've personally never tried it though, because I've personally never tried it because, like, I am well aware that it saves time than using the Rush Jet. But yeah, I never used it because I just don't want to risk getting shot by the giant snake. So okay, I could have just used Gemini laser against that enemy. Weird. Yeah, I'm gonna show it off here. Yeah, these guys take 2 shots from the Gemini laser. I don't even know why I bothered with the Mega Buster. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if I said it before, but yeah, in this video though, this is not going to be a regular casual playthrough, as I will exploit some glitches, both just for fun and for saving time. Bam, skip you, because we don't have time to fight. Yeah. I swear, these Mega Man games, like especially the classic ones, are so fun to abuse glitches in. Like I already described it best in the last two videos on Mega Man 1 and 2, but like I'm gonna describe this right now, but like that's one of the main, like, the reason I watch speedrun videos is that they help me learn new tricks, and they especially help out on repeat playthroughs. Oh wow. Didn't think that would get that off, but they especially help out on repeat playthroughs, and like you can pretty much just like you pretty much have a better experience that way, and that's a lot. And I feel like that's something that like even casuals who play, like even the casual players, even casual Sonic players, like just tend to neglect for some reason. Like because I've seen a lot of casual players, like especially on Twitter, where it just seems as though they're just not aware of a lot of exploits that you can pull off in most games nowadays. So yeah, that's why I'm using these videos. Like that's why I use like these Mega Man videos to describe how like you can still have a casual run, but you can also still perform. It's also still viable to perform like these glitches and unique tricks and techniques in order to save time, like while playing through the game. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing in pretty much on all of these NES Mega Man games. So yeah, my pro tip for y'all. But yeah, we just beat Snake Man right there, and we got his weapon, which is the Surge Snake, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to be taking on Magnet Man next, who also has a pretty cool design. Like, I just love how he has, like, a magnet on his forehead, which is pretty funny. Yeah, also pretty easy stage. Now, this beginning part, you have these enemies right here that will just pull Mega Man up. But thankfully, they don't pull Mega Man directly towards him, because otherwise, they would have damaged him. There we go. But yeah, we still need to kill them though, because they do still do damage either way. And like, there's a chance that they could send Mega Man into a bottomless pit, which is always never good. Okay, coming up once again is Proto Man again. Yeah, the second you hear that whistle, that's how you know that's Proto Man, because you're gonna be hearing it a lot in the later entries. You're gonna be hearing that a lot in the later entries. There we go. But yeah, I took him out. I took him out super quickly thanks to the auto fire, which I do have mapped on the triangle button. Okay. Yeah, and we got our use of Surge Snake right here, where this weapon will actually go along the ground, and it's super useful against grounded enemies like those guys right there. Alright, so yep, this is another section with the returning, disappearing, and reappearing platforms that we saw in the previous two games, which were in Electman and Iceman stages, as well as Heatman stage. And yeah, and they've returned once again, but thankfully we can just skip them completely with the Rush Jet. Oh yeah, the cool thing about the Rush Jet in this game, okay, I forgot to mention, but yeah, this is the first game of the series to feature Rush, who is basically Mega Man's pet and companion. So yeah, we pretty much have access to all three of his items. We have the Rush Coil, the Rush Marine, and the Rush Jet. Now the cool thing about the Rush Jet in this game is that Rush can pretty much just move in any direction, and he can even remain stationary, which is really cool. Unfortunately, in Mega Man 4 and onwards, he just moves straight forward. So yeah, I mean, I can see why they did it like this. I mean, considering that this game was Rush, but it literally has its uses, and you can even do this on Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so it's kind of a shame that this mechanic was only in 2 games. So just to let you guys know on that. Anyways, that's it for Magnet Man, and we're going to be facing him himself. And he's actually weak to the Shadow Blade, and he takes 4 shots to kill with this move. So let's see if we can get it off here. Ah, that would have been a... Okay. If I didn't miss there, that boss would have been over so quickly. I could have saved at least maybe like 3 or 4 seconds there. But there we go, easy fight. And we have access to probably my second favorite weapon in this game, the Magnet Missile. Oh yeah, get this, by the way. The weapon get theme in this game is actually the one that Mega Man X5 had remixed in its intro for that game, which is actually pretty cool. It'll be a while before I get to that game though, because you know I won't just be playing through the classic series, but I'll also be playing through the X series as well, and maybe the Zero and ZX series too. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna be taking on Hard Man. Now his stage is also pretty easy, but I think he's also the hardest of the 8 Robot Masters in this game. That is, if you don't perform a glitch, which hopefully I should be able to showcase in this video. Alright, so the main gimmick of the stage is, yeah, you see those big, okay, so you saw that big B right there. So he actually carries that hatch with him, and he launches its babies. Let's see if I can get it off. There we go. So yeah, you saw me turn around right there, because the reason I did that is that so I can make him despawn, and he won't reappear again. And so yeah, that's often a strat that I would often do in these most Mega Man games. Like, you know, just turning around briefly to make the enemy despawn, and thankfully he won't actually respawn though, which is pretty good. But the thing is, when he drops that hatch, he will actually release mini babies that not only annoyingly follow you, but they will also cause the game to lag. And yeah, I forgot to mention this too, but yeah, Mega Man 3 is like one of the most laggiest games on the NES, and maybe the most laggiest Mega Man game on the NES too. Because like there's tons of instances, there's like many instances throughout the game where the game will just annoyingly lag, and that is especially a problem when trying to speedrun this game. So yeah, I will be performing a glitch later on. I will be performing a glitch later on where it will eliminate the incessant amount of lag. Anyways, I'm gonna use Shadow Man for this next part right here, and hopefully I should be able to get this off. Let's go! Let's freaking go. Alrighty, and coming up is Proto Man again, and I think this is the last time he will show up here. Now it's pretty difficult to hit him with the Buster shots due to the steep platform right here. There we go. Yeah, I wasn't able to get it off so easily. There we go. That's the last Proto Man intermission right there. Alrighty, and coming up is Hard Man himself, and I'm gonna try this trick to easily dispose of him. Alright, here we go. Okay, I almost got it off. I almost got that off. Now, if I didn't miss one of those shots, he would have been dead meat right there. And because basically, so his pattern pretty much, he fires those his homing projectiles at Mega Man, and after that, he does his ground pound move where even if Mega Man is in the air, he can still get stunned. I don't know how Hard Man is able to do that. It makes no sense, but I guess it might be like some random design choice that they made. But it's really weird. So I instead just performed another trick that I learned from speedrunners, where if you damage boost as while he does that move, it actually eliminates the stun. It actually eliminates the stun that Mega Man would normally receive. However, you gotta be careful on your health, because Hard Man does 12 damage with that move. And if Mega Man is low on health, there is a chance he will get instantly killed by that. So yeah. In case Just in case if there's some casuals who don't know or don't watch any speedrun videos, now you know. Anyways, we're gonna be taking on the last robot master, which is Spark Man. Kind of wonder if he's the inspiration of Spark Mandrill from Mega Man X. Jeez. And considering that this game came out in 1990 and Mega Man X came out 3 years later, I think I'm starting to see the inspirations now. It's pretty funny. But yeah, Spark Man's theme probably one of my favorite ones in this game. Like this is the one it's that one thing that always lives rent free in my head for some reason, because it's pretty much one of the best ones, one of the best tracks in this game. In the Mega Man 2 one-shot video, I already talked about how amazing that game's soundtrack was and how it's an improvement over the last game, how it's an improvement over Mega Man 1. But I think this game's soundtrack is definitely right up there. It's definitely right up there for sure. Alright, so actually I don't need Rush Jet for this one. Yeah. These platforms are pretty easy platforming section right there. Okay. This part's pretty tricky. Okay. Ooh, okay, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. That was my fault. Jeez, I gotta go through this part again. Yeah, I'm still having a good time here. Like, while Mega Man 3 isn't one of my favorite games, it does have some parts where it is thoroughly enjoyable. Like, I do like some of its weapons. Some of the stages are pretty fun as hell to go through. But it does have some flaws that I don't really like, and we are going to be seeing it after this stage. We are going to be seeing it after this stage. There you go. But yeah, I really do love Mega Man Slide. It's super useful, and I'm honestly glad it became a mainstay throughout the series. I still hate the fact that for some reason they removed it in Mega Man 9 and 10, and they gave it to Proto Man instead, which doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. So it's just really weird. Okay, I'm gonna use Rush Jet for this one. Gotta resort to another trick. Oh yeah, and when jumping on the Rush Jet, it doesn't consume energy. So yeah. Pretty cool stuff that this game has, despite being rushed. Yeah. And kill this guy with the Gemini laser. Because you saw back in the Hardman stage. You saw back in Hardman stage where I easily disposed 2 of those Met enemies on that drill on that construction thing. I don't know what that's called. I feel like those are the type of enemies that should have shown up in Gutsman stage in Mega Man 1. Really weird. Okay, easily get through these right here. Simple stuff. Simple self-explanatory stuff. Alright, for this one, I am going to use Rush Jet, where it's going to have these blue enemies spawn here. But we're not going to deal with that, because thankfully, the Rush Jet in this game can move in any direction. So yep, we're definitely going to take use of that. So no need to deal with those annoying blue things there. And there we go. That's another easy stage. Wow. This game has easier stages than both Mega Man 1 and 2. It's so weird. Oh. Careful. Ah, I got shot. That's fine. Come here. Okay. Well, that was a bad fight, but that's fine. That's fine. Alright, and unfortunately, this weapon that we're getting right now is probably the most useless in this game, because it doesn't even kill enemies, it just stuns them. So it's just pretty much basically Iceman's weapon from Mega Man 1, but there it had like it didn't kill enemies, but at least it had its useless. Iceman's weapon in Mega Man 1 at least had its uses. Like it doesn't kill enemies, but at least it's able to stop enemies in their tracks where Mega Man can easily get past them. But for the crap, I already forgot the name of this weapon. But for Spark Man's weapon, it's just useless. Like Mega Man can slide now, so he has no real reason to use it. So it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, we're at this part right here where, yep, even I can agree with many Mega Man, even I can agree with the Mega Man fandom that this is the worst part of Mega Man 3. because for some reason they decided to pad out playtime by adding 4 of these dock robots, and you had to replay 4 of the 8 Robot Master stages in order to progress. I don't know to this day, or at least in my knowledge, I don't know if there's any in-universe reason as to why these guys are here, but I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, we're back on Gemini Man stage. I don't know why we're back here again, but I guess we gotta put a stop to this new enemy. Alright, so we're gonna take care of these enemies with Magnet Man's weapon. So what this weapon does is that it will track enemies. It will track the enemy's position the second it reaches them. And I'm only gonna be using it on the flying enemies and not the grounded enemies. The only drawback of this weapon, though, is that it does consume a lot of weapon energy. So that's why I'm not gonna use it on those little bug enemies there. There we go. Yeah, I love this weapon though. Like being able to home in on enemies like that, it's so cool. And then that's what happened in the Magnet Man fight, where the magnets will literally home in on Mega Man's position if he's within range. So yeah. It is super useful here. Oh dang, I ran out. Okay. I had to stick with the regular pellet shot. I'll take the hit, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, shame I didn't get much luck right there, because sometimes I would occasionally get weapon drops, but it looks like that's not gonna happen this time. Whatever, game, just whatever. Get rid of these things right here. Oh god, am I gonna... Okay, I'm gonna blow these up. I don't want to risk anything, because I need that high jump. Careful, there we go. Is my mic quality? Okay, that's still good. Okay, can we talk about this game's pause select menu? So they decided to change. So I'm not sure why they decided to change this. Where instead of being on the left corner of the screen, they just put it at the bottom with a completely new layout. Not sure why they did this, but thankfully in Mega Man 4 and onwards, they have a simplified weapon screen. So they have a simplified weapon screen, so it's pretty cool how they did that. Okay, go away, please. Okay, we're already at a boss gate, and I wonder who are we going to be fighting here. Let's equip Shadow Blade just in case. Oh, we're fighting Flash Man from Mega Man 2. All right then. In the form of this dock robot, and he's actually weak to the Shadow Blade, similar to how Flashman was weak to the Metal Blade in the last game. Oh god, and he does a lot of damage. Oh my god, dude, like a lot of contact damage rather. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna use the E-Tank. I'm not gonna risk it. Thankfully, this game is very generous on giving us E-Tanks, so it really helps out a lot. Come on, there we go. Ooh. I feel like I could have easily beaten him there, but I feel like that's probably because he probably gave me a bad pattern. Alrighty, we're gonna use Snake Man's weapon right here to take care of these little bug enemies. Alright, I'm gonna use Rush Marine for this one. Now there is a trick that I see speedrunners pulling off here, where like you have to do a perfectly timed slide, and then you'd have to damage boost off of those enemies there so that you can slide onto the spikes. I'm not gonna do that though, because I'm not really that good at performing that trick. So, yeah, but I am still gonna abuse that. What? Oh wow, okay. I should have been aware that enemy would respawn there. But I am going to abuse a glitch in the next stage, where it will eliminate the incessant lag that this game has an obsession with. Alright, and another boss door. Yeah, I'm gonna equip. Oh yeah, okay, I made a mistake. Okay, Flashman was actually weak to Needle Man's weapon, not Shadow Blade. Okay, I made a mistake there, but it's whatever. Unless if that was a secondary weakness, then it's fine. Oh my god. So yep, this is Bubble Man from Mega Man 2. And yeah, they pretty much have the so yeah. For some reason, they force you to refight the Mega Man 2 bosses in the form of the Doc robots again. As cool as that is, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah. I do see why a lot of people would just use a password to skip the Doc robot fight, and then just move on to the Wily stages. So yeah, it's just one of the dumbest decisions that they made. All right, so we're gonna be taking on Shadow Man again, well, his stage again rather, and there's this trick that I'm going to abuse here. So let's see if I can get this off. Okay. Try again. If I don't get this off, then I'll probably just take a death. Okay, so the glitch I'm trying to perform there is that you'd have to like touch the spike in the same frame where Mega Man falls. So come on. Okay, one more try. Okay, I'm going to save state. Oh my god, this is so not easy to do. Like all the times I played, like, I remember like one of my playthroughs of this game where I was able to get this off first try. Yeah, so I'm gonna save state in case if I mess this up. Ah, okay, I was close on getting it that time. I may have to edit parts of this out. Yes, there we go. Finally got it off. God, that took me like 8 attempts, but finally. So yep, this glitch right here. So I already described it, but yeah, if you fall down, like if you touch the spike in the same frame when the falling transition begins, yeah, it actually like for some reason. I think it's because of the NES hardware, or not hardware, but like the limitations that fail to recognize that Mega Man is actually supposed to die there, but because I touched the spike in the same frame where he enters the falling transition, yeah, it causes the music to cut off completely. But the good thing about this is that it eliminates the lag. So if I didn't abuse that glitch, yeah, this part right here with those enemies that will blacken the screen, as well as those walking bomb enemies, they would have caused the game to lag so much. Yep, this is another exploitable glitch by speedrunners in which I learned this trick from. So yep, another useful tip right there. But thankfully, the music does come back, as we're going to be fighting against Woodman again in the form of a Doc robot, and he is weak to the Needle Man's weapon. This is much harder than the original fight from Mega Man 2, as there's no visual key. There's no visual key of Woodman's animation before he jumps. So yeah, I already screwed it up so many times there. Jeez, I got hit twice. Time to jumps. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm starting to see why a lot of people don't like these Doc robot sections. Like there's literally no rhyme or reason as to why they're even here. Yeah. There's another one. And dodge them with the slide, of course. Bam. Alrighty, and for this part, I'm going to use the magnetic missile to instantly take care of these guys. Again. This weapon will home in on enemies when they're in range, so super useful. Bop. Careful. Oh, come on, come on! Ah, what the heck? Why didn't that hit? That thing a game. Why you gotta do me like that? Anyway, on to the next Mega Man 2 Robot Master. Wow, I hit L1 on accident. Next, Mega Man 2 Robot Master, and he is weak to top spin, and this is Heat Man. Ah, I cannot dodge that. What the heck, dude? Ooh. Oh god, oh god. Oh god, oh my god, that was close. If I had taken at least one more hit, I would have been dead right there. Because right now I'm already starting to run low on E-tanks. Whew. Alrighty, next up is Needle Man again. It's so weird how they put these question marks here. Like we already saw the guy's silhouette. Why do you need to put that there? Oh yeah, the cool thing about this is that it takes place at nighttime. Seems like Sonic Unleashed might have taken notes from this. Anyways, simple part right here. So, yep. Gotta get through this with the slide. Oh dang. Okay, I think I was a little early there. Ooh. Jeez, I'm screwing up. Alright, so we're gonna use Rush Coil to get on up here. Take care of this next enemy with the Gemini Laser. Get out of here. Use Rush Coil again. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, but just like the slide, the Rush Coil, and pretty much all of Rush's main movesets have also became a mainstay. Became a mainstay throughout the rest of the series. So it's super cool, and he's definitely going to be useful throughout the later parts of the game. Alright, so next up is, I think... Oh yeah, and this is the only time Sparkman's weapon is going to be useful, because Airman is weak to Sparkman's weapon. Here we go. Now thankfully, Mega Man can slide this time, so if there are instances where Airman fires lower air shooters, Mega Man can now slide under them, which he could not do back in Mega Man 2. Yeah, there we go. The only time the Spark Shot, okay, I just now remember what the move is called. The only time the Spark Shot is useful. And that'll be the only time that weapon will be used. Alright, so we're gonna take care of these enemies right here. And the only way to get past here is with the Rush Jet. Oh! Oh my god! I almost died there! What the heck, Rush? There we go. I think I was too close though, which is why you spawned in that position right there. And yep, I'm actually going to the top of the screen to manipulate these Dragonfly enemies into moving downwards, because yeah, they would always track Mega Man's position after moving behind him. Yeah, because I'm at the top of the screen, like it just causes their AI to act so stupid, like almost as if like it just causes their AI to act completely stupid, and they just go lower for some reason. So yeah, that's another funny AI exploit. All right, so we're gonna kill this mini boss right here with Snake Man right here. Nice, first try. Let's freaking go. I love the slide in this game, dude. It's so good, so good. Ow. Alright, there's another one coming up. Fire Snake Man. Bam! Wow, I got that off first try. That was sick. Super sick. Ooh, okay, nice. I managed to kill that that hedgehog enemy there. Alright, so next up, so for this next one, we're gonna be needing Hardman's weapon. The first time we're gonna be using this move. And it is the weakness of Crash Man from Mega Man 2. Let's see if I can exploit this right here. Come at me. Oh. There we go. Alright, I took damage there, but that's fine. Easy fight. I'd say Hardman's weapon is also pretty underrated. It is slow when firing it up, but it does deal a massive amount of damage. And fun fact, that's actually the weakness of the Snake Man mini bosses in his stage. So yeah, cool fun fact right there. Anyways, we're gonna be taking on Sparkman last, and his stage pretty much has the hardest Doc robot in the game, as he does when he touches you with his body, it does 8 damage. That is a lot. So I know for a fact that I'm likely gonna get screwed over, because I do have, oh my god, I have 1 E-Tank, so I am gonna save it for that fight. Ready. So pretty simple stuff. So yeah, thankfully Mega Man 4 and onwards do a much better job on Mega Man 4 and onwards do a much better job on incorporating like this new set piece of progressing through the game. because at least in Mega Man 4's case, in which I will discuss when I get to that game, is that you actually fight a completely different Doctor who isn't Dr. Wily, so it's pretty cool. I kind of wish more games did that kind of thing. But yeah, I will bring it up once I do a video on that game, because I did mention it before in my Mega Man 2 one-shot video. But yeah, Mega Man 4 is actually my favorite of the NES games, and it's probably my favorite Mega Man game. Not my favorite. No, it's not my favorite Mega Man game, because my actual favorite Mega Man game is Mega Man 03. But that's actually my favorite classic Mega Man game. So we'll be going into that once once I of course do a video on that game. Anyways, we're gonna be fighting against Metal Man from Mega Man 2, and thankfully he's much easier this time because these magnet missiles will pretty much home in on him. So yeah, bam, and no damage either. Holy crap! I think that's like maybe my third time throughout all my playthroughs on this game that I've done that. So pretty sick. Yeah, thankfully Metal Man was pretty easy, but the next guy who we're fighting, who is likely Quick Man, as he's the only one who we haven't refought yet. That man is difficult, super freaking difficult. Get rid of that thing. So a pretty tedious part right here. Oh god, damn it! Oh my god, dude, I couldn't fire another shot. What the heck, game? Goodness gracious! I can't believe that thing hit me. Get out of here. Oh yeah, you can do this, by the way. Yeah, you can actually make that thing despawn. I don't know how I forgot to do that. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Pop. But yeah, I do like the Shadow Blade in this game. I mean, not as good as the Metal Blade from Mega Man 2, but not as good as the Metal Blade from Mega Man 2, but does have its uses. Yeah, yeah. If you stand in that position, and if you wait for that electricity thing to move, it will actually despawn. So yeah, another trick that I like to abuse there. Okay, I gotta get rid of these things. Okay, I can still make that. That's fine. There we go. Alright, here we go. Up against the hardest Doc Robot fight in this game. And it's freaking Quick Man. Quick Man was already a difficult fight in Mega Man 2, but oh my god, they made him even more powerful in this game. Okay, and he's weak to Snake Man. Okay, come on. Alright, I'm gonna take damage for the boomerangs. Ugh. To abuse those iframes. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm using it. He does a lot of damage. Oh god. Okay, throw your boomerangs, yes. Oh! Oh my god! Why does he do that much damage? I don't understand, man. Like, for some reason, for his contact damage, for some reason, taking contact damage from him, when you take contact damage from him, that actually does more damage than his actual weapon. That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, thankfully that's the last one. He's all done. Well, they're all done rather, and now we're gonna be facing against Breakman, and he had... Wait, is he... Okay, this is weird. Isn't he called Proto Man? What? Or was he called Breakman in this game? I don't remember. And we're gonna be fighting him one last time here. Get out of here. What is that guy's deal? And why was he wearing a helmet under his mouth there? Oh no, right after we received the last element, Dr. Wow, they spelled his name wrong. Wily ran off with Gamma. What? Why are we just now being told this? Now, in the instruction manual for this game, they do explain that Dr. Wily formed an alliance with Dr. Light to build this whole creation called Gamma, but in the actual game, we're never told any of this until after we beat that mysterious figure there, who I assume is named Proto Man, but they call him Breakman in this game. Again, considering that this game came out in the 90s, like at least compared to today, where we wouldn't really have all these details of we wouldn't really have all these story details, but either way, it's just still really weird. Anyways, we're now finally on the Wily stages in Mega Man 3. And I love this theme. It's probably one of my favorite Wily Castle themes in the series. Like, it's a theme that I would always hum to every time I play through it. It's so good. Get rid of those Nacho Penguin enemies, of course, with Magnet Man's weapon. Bam, bam. Simple as that. Oh my god, I love this theme, dude. It's so good. Okay, we can get rid of this guy with Gemini Man's weapon. Oh, come on. There we go. Not sure why I struggled with that one. Oh, okay, I can just use Rush to skip over this. Come on, Rush. There we go. No need to worry about these guys. We can just ignore them completely. And no need to worry about these things either. Oh wow, short stage. Alright, so we're gonna be coming up onto the first boss of the Wily Castle. And he is weak to topspin. So what this thing does is that it just launches these turtles. It launches these turtles, and the more you destroy, and I think after a while these turtles will move a lot faster. So thankfully we do have topspin. It's this like this boss is also weak to the Shadow Blade. But in my opinion though, I think it's much easier with topspin. Now I've seen a lot of speedrunners use Shadow Man's weapon against this thing, and I guess it does save a decent amount of time. But I would recommend using the topspin. Because like I said, I mean the topspin is not a bad weapon. People only think it's bad because, you know, each time you try to hit enemies and bosses with it, Mega Man would sustain damage, but that's not completely the case. And that's not completely the case as you know, like because like this move can actually kill some enemies in one hit. You know, like the ones in like those Donkey Kong enemies in Hardman stage. So really, the Hardman is actually way more useful than you think it is. Like, I'm just tired of seeing it get so much hate. Oh, thank God, I managed to kill that thing. I killed this too. There we go. Thank God, and thankfully that's the last time those guys will spawn. So yep, we're not gonna be seeing those. We're not gonna be seeing those annoying bees in this video. Nice. Like, look at this. Like, this game is literally so generous with all these E-tanks. Like, they're like it's so much better. It's so much easier than how Mega Man 2 handled it. It's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy. Alrighty, so we're gonna be fighting against a recurring boss, which is the Yellow Devil from Mega Man 1, but he has been upgraded into this new form, and there is a strat that I am going to abuse here, so I'm gonna be quiet for this one. Let's go! Let's freaking go. So yep, that's that trick right there. You can actually hit. So what I just did right there is that for whatever reason, the Yellow Devil does not have iframes. So you can literally hit him every single frame with the Shadow Blade. And you can kill him instantly. That was super awesome stuff, and I'm glad that I got to show that off in this video. Now, because if I didn't do that trick, you pretty much be stuck on that fight for a while now, because it's like the way he like forms himself with those blocks is actually a lot slower than in the original fight from Mega Man 1. Because, you know, in Mega Man 1, I mean, you can actually abuse the pause glitch there, which I didn't actually do in that video. Because, like, you know, it's the Yellow Devil, like the original Yellow Devil is actually pretty easy if you're aware of his attack pattern. But for this Yellow Devil specifically, not so much. So that's why I did that trick, and it saves a lot of time. So yep, thank you speedrunners for teaching me that trick. So yep. definitely a pro gamer move for those casual players who are not aware of that strat. And yeah, I want to think that has to be a glitch since, again, this game was rushed. So, because like, I'm pretty sure the Yellow Devil should have had some iframes there, but he doesn't. Which, fortunately for players like myself, can gain an advantage for that. Alright, so we're on Wily Stage 3. Yeah, we're on Wily Stage 3, and yep, this is a Super Sword stage with also a super easy fight, which I will demolish in seconds. So here we go. Bam. Why did they not give these bosses iframes? What the heck, man? But yeah. What we just saw, so yeah, that boss fight, so what you just saw in that boss fight is that there were 3 Mega Mans, and pretty much their only attack pattern is firing their buster shots at the real Mega Man. But for some reason, they also did not give those bosses iframes, so that's how I was able to kill them within seconds right there. Oh my god. Like, Mega Man 3, I mean, it's not a game that I'd often replay, but it can be pretty damn enjoyable at points. Alright, so we're on Wily Stage 4, and we have these enemies right here. Ah, dang, how did that hit me? Okay, so sometimes I try to bait those guys into throwing their blocks at Mega Man's position. So that's why I jump to manipulate. That's why I jump to manipulate where those blocks will go. So that's so I can dodge them. So that I can dodge them easily in order to get a free hit. And they are weak to top spin, but I'm gonna try this with just the Mega Buster Shot. There we go. Bam. That was close. Alright, wait for it. Ah, dang. Okay, that's still him, and that's fine. Oh! How did I forget about that last one? Oh my god. Okay, that was my fault. I probably should have done some practice runs before recording. Alright, in your typical Mega Man fashion, we have to refight all the previous Robot Masters before we can take on the final boss. And I forget who shows up in here. Okay, it's Needle Man. He's weak to Gemini Laser, so let's see if we can get this off again. Ah, dang it! Okay, I missed. Okay, I need this to hit. Yes, there we go. Yeah, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing that can happen when you're speedrunning. But thankfully, it only happened once, though. All right, so we got Magnum Man. We got Magnum Man here again. And we're gonna use this. I always miss. I can't believe that still hit me. That's fine. I just really suck with aiming my shots with the Shadow Blade. Alrighty, Gemini Man right here. He is weak to Snake Man. There we go. Got the perfect pattern that time, which is great. Alright, so next up is Hard Man. He's weak to Magnet Missile. Okay, yeah, I'm full health, so I should be able to perform the trick. Ah, dang. Come on. Okay, I got it. Okay, well, I failed the trick. That time, but that's fine. Alrighty, next up is Top Man, who is actually weak to Hard Man. Oh wow, that's so heavy. Gotta wait for it. Dodge. That was a little late. There we go. Perfect. Alright, next up is Shadow Man. Still weak to top spin. Oh shoot. Oh my god, oh my god. No! Oh my god, that was so bad. That was so bad. I can't believe I messed it up so greatly. That's fine, that's fine. Alright, next up is Spark Man. Weak to Shadow Man. Again, I'm not a fan of this game's pause menu. Dang it, dude, how'd you miss? Oh my god, I'm screwing up so badly in these refights. Jeez, dude. Okay, last one is who? Is Snake Man. Ready? Weak to Needle Man. There we go. He's out of here. Okay, I'm gonna take this. Gonna take the health pickup because I will need it. I think I might need it in this next fight. There you go. All right, so that's all the refights done. And let's see. Okay, I'll probably take some of this. That is what this next boss is weak to. Alrighty, any weapon refills we might need. Alright, just some of Snake Man just in case. Yeah, okay, I think we should be fine. Alright, so let's switch to hard. Let's switch to Hard Man. Because this is the weakness of the first phase of the first Wily fight. Alright, so just wait for the cannon to spawn. Okay, now. Okay, I was a little early. Up. There we go. Alright. And I don't remember if he has a weakness for the second phase, but he's another boss that does not have iframe, so we're just gonna keep firing our pellet shots at Wily's face. There we go. Bam! Kabam! Super easy. Super freaking easy. And is this the end of Wily? No way. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's no way. He's pulled the stunt before back in Mega Man 2 with the Wily fight, so I'm not surprised that was a decoy. But alas, folks, we're now on the final stretch, well, final part of this game. Alright, so okay. I think that's all we'll need. And this boss is pathetically easy. Probably the easiest one out of the classic game so far. So this first phase right here is weak to Shadow Blade. So do this. Oop. Alright, second phase. Alright, so activate Rush Coil. Dodge the shot. Oh god. Oh god, I messed up. Okay, and then use Snake Man's weapon. Let's go. Let's freaking go. By far the most easiest and pathetic final boss fight so far in the classic series. That was way too easy. I mean, I may have messed up the strat, but it was still pretty easy. But oh gosh, where's Dr. Wily? Oh no, too late. And wow, they still spelled his name wrong. They didn't even fix that for this collection. What the heck, Capcom? Mega Man, you've regained consciousness. I found you lying here when I arrived. I wonder who brought you here. I'm thinking that was Proto Man. That whistle. It must have been Proto Man. Yep, I was right. He actually is called Proto Man. Why did they call him Breakman earlier? Like in that part before the Wily stages. That was really weird. Yeah, we got the list of all the robots that were made by Dr. Light. So we got Electman there, we got Fireman. We got Bomb Man, number 6. Ground Disruption Robot, and that's what it said. Iceman, an artistic investigation robot, number 5. Gutsman, Wilderness Reclamation Robot. I don't know if I pronounced that right, and he was number 4. Number 3, Cutman, Timer Felling Robot. Yep. And we got Rule, Housekeeping Robot. She's number 2. Mega Man himself, former assistant to Dr. Oh, Dr. Wright, what the heck? And of course, Proto Man, new robot prototype, brother of Mega Man. Interesting. Mega Man has a brother. I guess that makes sense. And wow, there's Dr. Wily right there. But wow, we get to see his silhouette in the background on that sky there, which is pretty cool. But wow, it seems that they forgot to change. They forgot to change the name there to Dr. Light. Yeah, because Dr. Light's original Japanese name is actually named Dr. Wright. I feel like Light kind of makes more sense for I feel like Light is a more fitting name for his character. But yeah, more on that later. But yep, that was Mega Man 3 for the NES. Replaying this game, honestly, I honestly had some enjoyment out of this one. Now, this is a game that a few dislike. However, it is still popular for many reasons. Pretty much as much as Mega Man 2 is. Like, it's pretty iconic. The soundtrack is pretty good. It introduced Mega Man's new ability, which is the slide. It also introduced Rush, and pretty much both of these will be a mainstay throughout the series. And I look forward to discussing more on that in Mega Man 4, which will be the next game in the series I'll be covering after this one. And again, it's my favorite classic Mega Man game of all time. And it's definitely, and in terms of my top 5 favorite Mega Man games, number 1 is obviously Mega Man 03. Number 2 is probably, I guess probably Mega Man 4. Number 3 is Mega Man X3. Number 4 is Mega Man X4. And what would I put as my 5th? What would I put as my 5th favorite Mega Man game? I guess probably Mega Man X4. Like, Mega Man X4 is also a game that I love playing through, and I do look forward to covering that in a future video. But yeah, Mega Man 3 though, I mean, it's my least favorite of the classic series, but it is still enjoyable. The only thing that brings it down are just the unnecessary Doc Robot stages, as they only exist just to pad out runtime, and I'm not sure what Capcom was even going for when they designed this game, or like what the head of the team's decision. I'm not sure what was going on in the staff team for Capcom when they made this game, or why they thought it was a good idea to incorporate the Doc Robot stages, as there's literally no in-universe reason as to why they're even there, or why we have to replay these stages and refight all the bosses from the previous game. But it just makes little to no sense. But yeah, that was Mega Man 3 for the NES. And before I end off, I'm pretty much just gonna do what I did in the first two classic Mega Man videos, is that I'm going to be going through the database and the museum. So yep, of course we got Mega Man right here, who was originally named Rock, because he was actually named that before, he was modified into being the combat robot he is now. And yep, we got Walking Bomb, a walking version of Killer Bomb. Oh yeah, those enemies from Mega Man 1. Try to attack them from afar. This is the one from Spark Man stage. Very nice. Also from Spark Man stage. And yep, these are the monkey enemies right here, which are weak to top spin, which I forgot to mention when going through Hard Man stage. But yeah, another reason as to why Top Man is way more useful than people give it credit for. I'd say the most useless weapon in the game is definitely Spark Shot. I only ever used it once against Airman, but other than that, it is super useless. Like top spin is actually a good weapon if you know how to use it. It only sucks against bosses that are weak to it, because it was also weak to the Gamma boss. But I instead use Surge Snake, as that's much faster. Although there are some possible strategies. There are some possible strategies to that. But most of the time when I try to use it, Mega Man will just end up taking damage instead. Oh yeah, Junk Golem. Okay, that's what these enemies are called. I do know how to manipulate these guys, by the way. Data? Oh, what the heck? Okay, I'm not a fan of the fact that you can use the right analog stick to make a selection. It's so weird for this game. But yeah, I think these are the enemies that we saw in Top Man stage, and also Hard Man and Spark Man stages. Oh wow, this dude is called Tama. Dr. Light created this robot for an event a while back. Have you mastered your jump shot? Yes, I have. I think these are the small bees, right? Chibi's job is to gather detailed climate data. The gathered data is then returned to have a Sue bee. Okay, weird. But thankfully we didn't get to see the small bees in this video because I did not want to deal with that. Eel Press. Okay, these are the ones from Gemini Man stage. Oh, okay, these are the smaller bees. Okay, the ones that would follow you. This is the one that drops them. So you have a robot made for climate data research. It can be an annoying bee when engaged. Yep, that is true. These guys are weak to top spin as well. And you have these hedgehog enemies, which are known as Hari Harry, a guard robot stationed in energy resource mining areas. It can't take damage once it starts rolling around, so be sure to defeat it before that happens. Yep, weak to Gemini laser. Oh, and they're called Hammer Joes, these variation of Sniper Joes, a full armored version of Sniper Joe. Dodge its hammer by sliding, which I already did. This enemy called Bicky, a giant industrial press robot made for land grading. Oops, excuse me right there. It's best not to bother when trying to beat it. Just slide under and escape when it jumps. Yep, I also did that in the video. And yep, and this guy I ignored completely in Snake Man stage. Like you can't, and yeah. See, I mean, obviously I did perform the strat to skip it by using Rush Dip, but there's another way you can skip. There's another way you can skip him by doing a well-timed slide with a 6-frame window. But I did not do that because I did not want to risk getting shot by this guy. So yeah, Rush Dip is easier, but I can understand how the sliding through the wall strat does save a decent amount of time. Wait, what? Oh, wait. I just realized. Okay, so these were the enemies that showed up in Snake Man stage. I think those were the ones, but okay. Again, I'm just misremembering at this point. Okay, so this is the enemy I was referring to earlier. This is the one that shows up in Top. Oh, it happened again. This is the one that shows up in Top Man, Snake Man's, and okay, not Snake Man, Hard Man's and Spark Man stages. And these are the little snakes in that stage. These guys, which you can easily kill with the top spin. This one too. This one too. This enemy that I just damage boosted through. Yeah, good enemy variety. I'm not sure what else to say. This one too. These metals, dragonflies. Up here's Doc Robot right here. By swapping out different programming data, this robot can recreate the experience of fighting any boss. And you mean any boss from Mega Man 2, right? We didn't fight any of the ones from Mega Man 1. But again, that still doesn't explain why we have to. That still doesn't explain as to why this character is used to regress through this game. Makes no sense. Oh wow, they actually do tell you here. Yeah, so these little turtles are actually weak to Shadow Blade, but you can also kill them with you can also kill them in one hit with the top spin. Yeah, but this is the boss itself. Yep, Yellow Devil Mark II, a powered up version of the Yellow Devil. Its weak point continues to be the fact that it cannot move, dodges eye flying parts with well-timed slides. Or just abuse the Shadow Blade trick on the Yellow Devil by just spamming the shots into its eye, which I did pull off in that video, Yeah, but this is the boss that you guys did not get to see much of, where I just killed him super fast. But it says right here, 2 of these holograms accompany the copy robot in an attempt to fluster Mega Man, try to quickly find and attack the real one. And another pro tip for that boss, and as you saw me just do right there, the one that gets damaged will always spawn at the top of the screen during that fight. So that's how I was able to kill him so instantly. And here is Proto Man, the very first robot made by Dr. Light. There was a problem with his energy device, but he went missing before he could be scrapped. Is he friend or foe? Who knows? He fought us 4 times and helped us out that one time. So I'm not sure what this guy's deal is, but he is Mega Man's brother. So does that I'm just wondering I'm just wondering why he just chose to pick a fight with us with little to no reason. Wily Machine 3 and Gamma, of course. And yep, and all the Robot Masters themselves, with all of which with pretty cool designs. Pretty cool. And we're just gonna look at the museum before I end up the video. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I've been recording for an hour. It's mainly due to the some of the mistakes I've made throughout the run. But yeah. Alright, so some of these guys we've already looked at. Got some pretty cute art of Dr. Wily right here. And we got some illustrations of the weapons. This is Gemini Laser. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, but in Mega Man 03, Zero actually gets a similar weapon to this called the Reflect Laser. And I think I mentioned it during my one-shot video on that game. But that move is basically a perfected version of the Gemini Laser, where you can actually fire it more than once. Unlike here, we can actually fire it once, and that's actually one of the best EX skills in that game. So pretty cool stuff. Oh my god! Oh my god. Okay, I probably should have used the other PS5 controller for this, because oh my god. Jeez, I really hate this controller sometimes. What the heck was I thinking? Okay, where did I leave off? Okay, it's right here. I've got the Hammer Joes. And yep, this is the Hard Knuckle, which, fun fact, actually ended up becoming the inspiration of his charge attack in Mega Man 5 on Game Boy, which is pretty cool. And yes, I will be covering that game as well for a one-shot video, because thankfully it is on the Switch Online, and I have a way of recording it. So be sure to look forward to that video for any Mega Man fan watching this video right now. What else have we not seen yet? I have the Rockman 3 logo in Japan. I got no idea what this is supposed to be. Cool, I guess. MacFly. Magnet Missile, my second favorite weapon to use in this game. Oh wow, okay, this is what I was talking about. So yeah, this is from the instruction manual for the game. Yeah, they actually team up to build Gamma. Not to be mistaken with the character from Sonic Adventure, as this came out. Yeah, this came out 8 years before that game. So yeah, already some art of Mega Man right here. This is probably one of my favorite classic Mega Man art. One of my favorite classic Mega Man arts right here. Like, I just love this. Like how determined he looks right here. Anyways, Needle Cannon. Hey, I think I already mentioned this in the Mega Man 1 one-shot video, but this music that we're hearing right now is actually a remix of this game's Game Over theme. They remixed a lot of stuff for this one. Anything else? Oh, nice, we got Rush right here. Love this guy. He's always reminded me of Goddard from Jimmy Neutron. Where in that TV show, Jimmy also has a robot companion dog. Kind of wonder if that was the inspiration, since that came out a decade later. But yeah, anyway, of course we got Rush Jet, Rush Marine, Surge Snake. We got Shadow Blade. Oh wow, there's even artwork of him sliding. I forgot about that. Pretty sick. So Snake Man, Spark Shot again, most useless weapon in this game. I love this artwork. I love how they actually had the decency to draw smear frames of Mega Man spinning. That's actually pretty cool. I love this one. It's probably like the most funniest looking one. Okay, is my mic on? Okay, yes. Yeah, some more of Wily Machine 3. Jeez, look at that bald head. Goodness. Oh, Submission Sketch. Oh yeah, even back in the early 90s, I think this was or at least in the late 80s, I believe, when this game was being developed. Yeah, even back then, you can actually submit sketches to the official companies, because that's something that I learned when reading the Archie Sonic comics when I was younger. Like, at least in one of the issues where like Sonic would just speak to the reader, and then he would have them draw like some lines of dialogue. I think it was in issue 14 of that series, so that's pretty cool. I love this right here. Alright, some behind the scenes drawings right here. We got Proto Man doing a thumbs up pose. Don't make the mistake some Dragon Ball characters would always do, where if you do a thumbs up, it guarantees your defeat. I just love that joke so much. Oh wow, this is what he originally looked like as a Sniper Joe. Oh wow, we get to see his hair too. Sick. Concept artwork of Roll right here. She's the cutest. Behind the scenes of Rush. Shadow Man stage. The behind the scenes of that cutscene after defeating Break Man. This one's hilarious. Mega Man wearing a shirt and Rush's face too. I really like these. Oh wow. Why does that look like that? Why does that look like it comes from Resident Evil, which is another series made by Capcom? Ooh, Storm Eagle foreshadowing. Or Storm Owl, I think, from Mega Man X4. Kind of reminds me of that. He has a drill in his mouth. Ooh, this one is really cool. This one I can easily draw. I kind of want to make a redraw of this. It's actually really cool. Okay. Behind the scenes, look at Mega Man sliding right here. Look at him go. Wow, some of this I can easily draw too. Alright, and behind the scenes of the Robot Masters here, with Proto Man, Rush, unused boss sketches, Plasman, okay, Vacuum Man, Smoke Man, Dash Man. Oh my god, I kind of want to see these. I actually want to see these for Mega Man 12. Whenever the heck that gets made. I mean, it's already been almost 7 years since Mega Man 11. I kind of want to see this in the next game. These are all pretty unique ideas. Storm Eagle foreshadowing. What the heck? And like 3 years before Mega Man X. Oh, this one looks like okay, this one right here looks like Bubble Man from Mega Man 2. This one gives Samurai Jack vibes. Alrighty. Oh, and more arts. Proto Man with hair fighting against Mega Man. Ooh, I love this right here. Pretty much all of the Robot Masters from the first 3 Mega Man games. Pretty cool. Oh dang, poor Cutman right here. His face is getting stepped on by Snake Man. Oh my god, there's more. Jeez, how much art does this game have? And yep, this right here looks like a spiral shot, and I feel like this might be the inspiration of X's charge shot from Mega Man X1. Again, so many foreshadowings and many similarities, but thankfully that's the last one. Oh my god, I think that's the longest time I've looked at the art for one of these games. But anyways guys, that's gonna be it for my one-shot video on Mega Man 3. So yep, if you yeah, so glad to have played through this game. It's my least favorite, but I don't dislike it either. It can be enjoyable at times, even despite many of its flaws and how rushed it was. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this game. So next game in my journey of going through all the classic Mega Man games, I'm going to be tackling Mega Man 4, my favorite classic Mega Man of all time, and I look forward to talking about that. I look forward to talking about this game once we get to it. So yep, anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. So peace out, take care, and stay safe.